Hello fellow minivanners. In today's video I'm going to review the dashboard camera by CrossTour. This is a camera that mounts onto your dashboard or your windshield, and its purpose is to record whatever you see or record whatever the car goes through, usually for legal purposes. If your car was in an accident, or even if you witness an accident, or if there's a pedestrian issue too, you can get yourself covered hopefully in a good way by having a dashboard camera. Really quick true story. One of my good friends, she's from Taiwan, and she says almost every car has dashboard cameras. It's a big deal. So much so that there's sort of like a local YouTube over there where there's ever an accident, they'll post it on the social media and said, was anybody at the intersection of so and so and so and so at this time? Please send me a recording because I was in an accident. So it's actually a big deal. Okay, there's a lot to cover, and I feel actually very inadequate covering this because this might be outside of my scope of comfortability. But first, this is my mileage for today. Okay, again, I'm opening this just as you see as how I see it. Okay, out came a little cute business card by CrossTour. Oh my gosh, this is the user manual. It's kind of thick. This is good for like an afternoon reading. So again, there's lots to cover here, and I'll just explain as I go. There's 2 boxes in here. The screen is 3 inches diagonally. It's an LCD screen, and it shoots in a 170 wide angle. So our eyes can see anywhere from 120 to 150 wide angle peripheral vision, but this camera can shoot from all the way 170 angle. It could see almost straight side to side from its camera lens. I'm opening the big box. Here's a tiny little, almost looks like a safety pin. This looks like a mini USB cable. There's like 10 things in here. This looks like a mount, maybe on the like a dashboard mount. This looks like it could be for a windshield mount. Windshield mount. This looks like the charger that goes into the cigarette lighter, and the USB charger that goes to another cord. So there's like 2 cords, and this is the mini USB port. I'm going to figure this out. Now the second little box, this might be the camera itself. Ooh, oh my gosh, it's so tiny. It's so tiny, it's so tiny. Oh, okay, here is the jackpot. Peel off the film on the dash cam on the dash cam screen and lens. So this is the screen. It's so tiny. You see my hand? It's like tiny. Okay, and this is the lens. Here's the front side, the camera. That's the logo. And both sides have the buttons here. Now I'll go through all the buttons. So CrossTour really promotes that, as most cameras do, there's a loop function. It'll shoot in a loop and it'll shoot in a loop again. The camera has a large aperture so that it can shoot really well in dark at nighttime. You can see license plates. You can see people walking with reflective film on. You can still see them and see cars at night too. CrossTour really promotes that this camera, it has like a motion sensor. So if your car was ever in an accident, the car and the camera would shake so much that it would shoot whatever happened and then override the loop function, so that that part that shook would always be recorded and would not be override by the loop function to see what really happened during that accident. I think that's really smart. And then overall, this unit, it is 8 ounces. It's tiny, it's really light. 8 ounces. It's 3.5 inches by 2 inches. And most importantly, this unit, it doesn't come with the memory stick or the memory SD card. You have to get that separately. Okay, I'm gonna put all the pieces together. This might take some time. Okay, I'm gonna go over the buttons on the side. So if you can see right here where my hand is wiggling, the very top button, that is the card slot where your memory stick goes into, where the memory card goes into. The second from the top button is the up button. The third button is the menu button, and the last button on the bottom is the down button. I'm going to turn on the other side. Now these 4 buttons, the top button is the OK button. See that OK? The second button is the mode button. The third button is the lock button. And the last button is the power button. I'm gonna first play with the mount. There are two mounts here. This looks like it's for the dashboard, and this looks like it's for the windshield. The dashboard, I'm not sure if I'm missing something, but no lever suction. Whereas, and again, I could be missing an instruction, and whereas the windshield mount has the suction part lever and also the stickier pad to really stick onto the windshield. And the little slide latch that goes right on to the top of the camera. About like that, excuse me, that way. The camera goes out and I see the screen. Okay, I'm gonna peel this off. I'm gonna peel the protection layer off to get on top. Like the suction, it's really in place. Now there are two wires here. I'm really gonna figure this out. There's a shorter USB cord. Now here's the longer USB cord, and this one is the power cord. And then I'm gonna plug this down to my cigarette lighter. Okay. Now this is on. It made a little cute noise. So it's asking to peel off both lens protector film. Okay, there's a lot to cover here, so I'm gonna go over all the camera settings. First of all, it's mounted onto the windshield mount, and I'm gonna show you all the buttons, including the holes, including the ports here, and some of the holes at the bottom. So the front here is the main view camera. Now at the top of the camera, there are some holes here. This is the mini USB port, and it's used for a couple of things. One thing is to charge from the car charger, and also the second wire here is to plug to your camera to upload files. Now the second one is for the mini HDMI, and this is to use for if you have a separate HDMI cord, you use the tiny HDMI to hook up to your TV and view it from your TV. So there's two different ports there. Going at the bottom, there are a couple of tiny holes. One of them you can see is called a mic. It's upside down mic, and that is for audio. If you want to hear yourself sing or curse or see what your teenagers are talking about, that's this one. This one is the reset button. If you want to reset the entire settings, you use a tiny little hole, and this is probably what that's for. This tiny little paper clip, and you poke it through to reset. Now at the side, there's quite a few buttons here. This is the OK button. When you push down the menu, you go up, down, and you want to press OK, then that's the OK. Here is M is for mode, to change modes on various settings on the menu button, which I'll show you in a second. This is the lock button if you want to lock down a clip and you don't want it to be changed. And that there is the power button. That's kind of like the universal sign for the power button. Lastly, on the other side are some more buttons. The top is specifically a TF card slot, and you could purchase it of various memories, and you'll need that to record. It's good to note that this does not come with any memory card, so you have to purchase your own memory card. Got it? Now this is the up button. Again, this is to scroll up and down. That's the down button. Now this one is the menu button. I'm going to use the windshield mount here. It goes right on that, slides on this hook. I also wanted to show you the dash mount as well, in case for whatever reason you would rather have it mounted onto your dash and not your windshield. Maybe you want like an unobstructed view, maybe because however your car is positioned, it's better on the dash mount. It comes with this film, this protection film. You just take it off and you put it on, and it should stay still. I hope it stays still, if you can see it. And it goes on like this, that way instead. I think it's upside down. Is it upside down? I'm not sure. It looks upside down. Okay, but that's how it looks like. So I guess this is your own personal preference, but I'm gonna continue this with the windshield mount. I'm also gonna plug it into the power source just so that it's on and I can show you the screen functions here. Okay, the first thing is I don't have a memory card, so it says please insert. Some of the things is it'll indicate that it's on the record function, not a photo function. It's on a factory default setting of a 3-minute loop. it is motion censored ready. Over here, the microphone is ready. Sometimes people want the microphone off. This is one visual. There is no SD card, and it is charging here. And it's also shot in 1080 full high definition. One of the first things is, again, it's a factory reset, is the date and time. So I'm gonna go to the menu, and I'm going to go down. There's quite a few menu functions you can see here. Press OK up here. Date and time. I'm going to change the date and time to 2018. That's okay. And today's date is November. That's 11. Press OK on this side. Today is November 20th. The time is looks like, I think it's in military time. So 12:24, and I'll just leave the seconds there. Year, minute, date. Okay. Month, date, year. Okay, that is how I want it. Okay, I think we're okay to go. And to exit, you just press the mode button here. Okay, so right here it's the correct current time and day, and to go, we are ready. Now, if I had a memory card, I'll just press OK and it's ready to go. It'll also, every time, if it's hooked onto the charger, every time I start the ignition, it will start on its own. And conversely, whenever I turn off the engine, it'll stop recording. Okay, so just some notes. If it's charged, you will have this wire all the way down to your car charger if the camera is not charged. If it is charged, you can take it out here. The instruction manual doesn't say how long it keeps unplugged for at full battery. It is very small. I thought it would be huge, but I guess you don't need it huge to record, since it does have a 170-degree arc angle. It catches quite a bit here from side to side, and it's good that it's small so that it doesn't obstruct your view as you're driving. The mounts are pretty good. They're on really sturdy, and when you're done, you could upload it through your HDMI to your TV to watch it if you want to watch it as a family, or using a mini USB to your computer and you want to upload it to a file on your computer. So I think that's it. This is the CrossTour dashboard camera. It's a camera that you mount onto your windshield or your dashboard in your car to record anything while you're driving. Any car accidents, pedestrian issues. This might be a good gift for the teenager with a brand new license. This was kind of just a feature review. I've never used one personally. I'm not sure if I will use one. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll use one, but it was just good to review, good to have. And have you ever used one? Do you know someone that uses one? Maybe this is for their job, or it could be for, maybe they're a Lyft driver, an Uber driver, or maybe a truck driver, and they do need, just for professional purposes, need a camera. Is it useful? You know, do they actually use the recordings? So I don't know. This was my review of the CrossTour dashboard camera, and yeah, lots to learn. Well, let me know what you think. Write down in the comments below. Would you like me to review something that's always on your mind? A car accessory, a minivan, something on the outside that you use for your car? I would love to know. Hit the like button if you liked it. subscribe, and tell a friend about GoMinivan. I make videos in my minivan just for you. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.